Welcome to the Crystal Self-Healer Podcast. I'm Carissa Weaver. On this podcast, we blend the magic of crystals with the science of psychology to help you break free from chaos, ditch the overwhelm, and master your emotions so you can have more energy, get more done, and feel better every day. Get ready to unlock your intuition and restore your true power as we cover how you can transform your life using crystals and self-awareness. Are you ready to get started? All right, let's go. Did you know when you're more invested in the way you're supposed to achieve your goal than the goal itself, it becomes much harder to make a decision that truly serves your best interest? When you're attached to a certain way of thinking or reacting, your emotions will often linger much longer than they need to. And this can cloud your judgment and lead you to make decisions that aren't really in your best interest. If you're struggling with options, being bombarded by constant waves of emotions, this episode is your guide to mastering them so you can stop abandoning yourself and prioritize you. I'm also going to be sharing a simple ritual and crystal that will make gaining clearer perspective easier. The card we're looking at today is the Two of Pentacles, which revolves around decisions. As we look at the imagery of the card, you can see a person in the forefront shifting their weight between their feet while holding a pentacle in each hand. Surrounding the pentacles is the infinity symbol, which can infer a constant back and forth when left unchecked, and this can lead to stress or the fight or flight responses. The key in the imagery here is the water and the waves that are influencing the boats in the background. While this card is pentacles, referencing the material world, the depiction of the rolling waves is hinting to a deeper issue that lies in your emotions. These emotions are clouding judgment, making it harder to make the decision you're currently weighing or juggling. There are lots of places in life where emotions can creep up and make decisions harder than they need to be. Whether it's personal, financial, or health decisions, people often make decisions based on immediate comfort or the avoidance of discomfort instead of their long-term benefits. The emotions that keep rolling, that are unchecked, are driving the decision-making process, making it harder to focus on a single desired outcome and also making it easier to abandon yourself. So let's run through an example to help bring this concept to life. For the sake of this episode, we're going to look at moving, whether it's voluntary or not. At its core, this event will stir up emotions. If it's a voluntary move, you're going to feel the tugs of nostalgia brought up around and by memories. If it's an involuntary move, you're going to feel the resistance of being pushed out from the place where you currently live. From the practical issues of finding a new place to live to the logistics of packing and getting your belongings to the new location, every step of the process can stir up emotions. And when you aren't equipped to handle them, this can distort your ability to assess the situation clearly, leading to delaying decisions, making rash choices, or avoiding necessary change altogether. This push and pull, the juggling of the pentacles in each of these phases leaves you with heightened emotions, making it harder to sift through them and see what decisions or actions are actually right for you. So then maybe you opt to drag your feet on finding a new place, or you fret over what you may experience when you move into your new neighborhood. And when the emotions are treated as if they are facts instead of information to process, this is when you abandon yourself and make decisions that don't serve your best interest. So right now, it may or may not be obvious what I'm about to offer as what you can shift to address this issue. And that is to get out of the heightened emotional state. So let me back up a little bit because I know that soundbite is not helpful. It has a reminiscent feel of hearing unhelpful advice, like the time I listened to a wrestling coach yelling at the wrestler to get up when they were being held down against their will. Anywho, what I really want to bring your attention to is that most of the time, when you engage in a pattern of self-abandonment, you're going to experience frustration because at the root of it, you're waiting for the situation to change. And at the end of the day, it probably won't. If you're overwhelmed by the idea of packing up your home, you might put it off, convincing yourself that you just need more time to adjust. If you're anxious about what the new place will be like, you might second guess your decision, endlessly searching listings, thinking a better option will make the discomfort go away. If you're feeling resentment about being forced to move, you might spend so much energy being frustrated that you delay taking action, only to end up scrambling at the last minute. When it comes to taking action or making decisions for yourself, when it's not your usual method of being, you're not going to want to do the thing at the time you've scheduled yourself to do it. And the tantrum of thoughts and feelings will run the show. It's important to know that there is an entire body of research and work that studies how emotions are transient and only felt in the body for a limited amount of time. According to Jill Bolte Taylor, the emotional wave roughly lasts 90 seconds, but only if you don't feed it with something like resistance. Resistance can include repeatedly thinking about your situation again and again, triggering the same feelings to be felt over and over, ultimately keeping the emotional wave alive longer than it needs to be. So if emotions naturally pass in 90 seconds, but keep cycling because of mental resistance, the key shift is learning how to disrupt this pattern. And that brings us back to the wisdom of the Two of Pentacles, which shows us exactly how to regain control instead of getting tossed around by the waves. First, put that foot down. Instead of jumping from foot to foot, focus on creating a solid footing for yourself. When you're at the edge of the ocean, do you have a better chance of staying upright in the waves when you're on one foot or two? Using grounding methods and practices, you anchor into your reality, creating a sense of connection and allowing you to face things head on. Second, clear up your mind of the thought loops or patterns that trigger the emotions that cause you to abandon yourself. There's nothing worse than having thoughts spinning in your head, making things harder and more confusing. Challenge their validity and only repeat those that are undeniably based in truth. Third, from a space of grounded self-awareness, make the decisions you need to make. Do the things you need to do. Coming from this space will ensure that any decision you make is not coming from a place of fear and overwhelm, but from a place of clarity and autonomy. You have the power to stop abandoning yourself by focusing your mind on things that support you moving in the direction of your goals. It's up to you to use your energy in a way that prioritizes you. The crystal I'm going to offer here today is optical calcite, and here's why. When you're caught in self-abandonment cycles, it becomes easy to convince yourself that avoiding or delaying action will make things better. Optical calcite, with its double refraction property, helps you see beyond this fog and allows you to recognize what's actually happening versus what your fears are projecting onto the situation. Optical calcite clears energetic blockages, allowing for a harmonizing effect on the emotional body, making it easier to process what you're feeling without staying in heightened emotions that keep you stuck in repetitive thought loops. Optical calcite is believed to have been used by the Vikings as a navigational tool. And when used here, it can support you in filtering through distractions to recognize the most aligned path forward. Instead of second guessing or endlessly searching for a better option, optical calcite encourages you to trust in your own ability to make clear, confident decisions. At the heart of self-abandonment is a pattern of putting everything and everyone else before yourself. Optical calcite helps shift this dynamic by illuminating where you've been neglecting your own needs. Working with all the chakras, it can strengthen both your intuition and your sense of self so you can move forward with certainty. So here is a simple ritual you can do with optical calcite for gaining clear perspective. With your crystal, a journal, and a pen, find a quiet place, ideally near natural light. Holding your optical calcite in both hands, use your breath to ground and center you as you let your gaze soften while looking through your crystal. Observe how the light is refracting and creating double images through the crystal. Allow this to be a reminder that perception can be distorted by emotions or assumptions. As you continue to breathe, allow your mind to wander as you contemplate where you are letting your emotions dictate choices or where you are abandoning yourself. And as insights arise, write them down in your journal. Holding your crystal at your heart or third eye chakra, honor the clarity that has been revealed. End with a few deep breaths and finish by carrying or placing your optical calcite somewhere as a reminder to stay clear and focused. Today's pairing of the Two of Pentacles with optical calcite is from a recent crystal and tarot forecast inside the Charmed community. I invite you to join me in this free space where I share these readings weekly to help you align your energy and focus your week. You'll also connect with others who are exploring their growth and creating change in their lives just like you. Join us for free. The link is in the show notes. And if you are tired of being on an emotional roller coaster, constantly juggling everything in your life, and you want to be part of a space that holds you in your healing, a space where you can feel seen, supported, and connected, I'd love to have you join me inside the Crystal Self-Healer Members Portal. It's where we go beyond the weekly guidance and focus on equipping you with tools, resources, and support to build your confidence in crystal healing and emotional self-care. Inside, you'll find personalized coaching, healing sessions, rituals, and everything you need to truly empower yourself to live with more ease and alignment. Visit my website at 3charmedgems.com or click the link in the show notes to learn more and join me. Today's episode has been brought to you by the Two of Pentacles, optical calcite, and self-abandonment. May we all see situations with clarity and wisdom so we can choose what best serves our highest good. Blessed be, my friends. All right, my friends, that wraps up this week's episode. Thank you for joining me here today on the Crystal Self-Healer podcast. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, leave a review, and take the What Crystal is Best for You quiz linked in the show notes. Join me again next week as we continue to demystify crystals, how your brain works, and how you can use them so you can have more energy, get more done, and feel better every day.